Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday, June 22nd, 2022. I'm sitting here in deep thought, and I thought, well, you know what? This would be a good time to have a little chit chat um, about, just stuff that I think about. Um, I woke up at 1 crying, uh, missing my Princess Harley. Boy, do I miss her. And it's gone in waves. I mean, she was over 17 years old. Um, and I've been pretty amazingly, my emotions have pretty much stayed in check. But I just have these outbursts where I miss her some fierce. And I'm gonna grab something. So I couldn't sleep after that. So I thought, I've been wanting to read that. So let me read that for a little bit because it's all biblical. That whole National Geographic. Oh, I just adore that kind of stuff. I can't get enough of it lately. It's the craziest thing. So when I went to the when I opened it up, first thing that I came to was the seal of the mark right here, which to me really resembles a bumblebee of the prophet Isaiah. And my sign B with the buzzing of the bee, holy and repent, obediently holy. That's important. Obedience to him. And by not sinning, that's the biggest one. If you don't take away anything from this morning but that, then um, it's all about obedience right now. I can't stress that enough. So I start reading, and of course, I started a video already, part one, and I'm probably still going to upload it. It's pretty emotional when I woke up like that. I'm making her breakfast. I haven't done this in a while, so figured while I'm in thought, I'll make her breakfast. Um, and when you're woken up like that, the emotions that go through, and then you start reading that, and I mean, it was crazy. I kept getting drawn to this magazine I don't know that I've had it for a year yet, and I've only kind of opened it up, and I've never really sat and studied it. Well, huh, my King James Bible app is singing hallelujah. So every time that happens with what I'm saying, I say that's him confirming what I'm saying. That's true. Take it or leave it. But I'm an honest person. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to deceive anyone. I'm just here to bring anybody that they can closer to God in their own relationship with God. Because you don't have to go to a church in order to be a Christian. And I realized that. It took me a while to understand that. Do I love the rituals? Do I love the churches I've been to? Absolutely. Do I adore the ones that I am a member of or an associate member? Absolutely. The stained glass in Key West at Grace is exquisite. Unfortunately, my health has hindered me from going to church like I'd like to. But I've also found that my relationship with him has grown closer when I haven't been attending because I spend more time in meditation, deep prayer. It was funny at one point, I was like, well, maybe I should just become a nun because there's no man out there that's worthy. I mean, I hate to say that, but apparently I intimidate men. Well, I'm sorry, I'm a strong woman, but you're not gonna break me down. Last one try. Well, look at me, I'm still standing. Throughout homelessness and every other fiddle farting thing I went through with that man, I'm still standing. He can't take that away from me. So I started off the morning doing a little thing with Quaker, taken the sugar out of one of these, 1.69 ounces, yielded a heaping tablespoon. I say heaping because mine was leveled when some of it spilled out, and I had some on my here and still some in there. And I even took a picture of how much sugar is in here. When you tilt it, and you can see a humongous pile of sugar. I mean, a tablespoon is a lot. Kids don't need sugar. So I went to the dollar store, got this to filter it, and this is the residue from all the sugar and crap that's in the oatmeal. It doesn't need to be there. So it's interesting. God continues to send me messages just like that magazine. And I'm like, is that where the bee's coming from? And then I'm realizing that my first video, and of course I don't know Hebrew, so I'm pronouncing the names in the Bible is the way that I understand, so I call him Ezekiel. And that's not, what is it? They say his name is Hezekiah. They're both cool. They both sound great to me. Hezekiah or Hezekiah. And I'm going to go one better. I had a college professor at IUSB, Paul Kokanowski, and his wife was my law professor, Brenda Nelson. Oh boy, I love her. But his last name was Kokanowski, spelled exactly like mine, not related. And every sibling of his pronounces it different. And I thought, well, isn't that the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life? But it's just like me reading from there. And people will squawk at me because of how I pronounced Hezekiah. They're both freaking sound cool. I'm sorry. And I'll probably continue to call him Ezekiel or Hezekiah. I don't know. Who cares? Who really cares? No one in this world is perfect. The only one we've got that's a perfect human being, and nobody's seen him, God. But look what he gave us all. And look at how ungrateful everybody is. More. It's so disheartening to somebody that has a heart of gold. That would be me. I always have. Despite what this world has done and attempted to do to me, again, I'm still standing. The old Natalie, and one never knows what this one will do. It's a fun ride with him every day. And our little talks constantly all day long, I'm like, it's like I got him with me. Am I supposed to be doing this? If I'm not supposed to be doing it, you need to give me a sign. Oh yeah, well, I get him quickly. Pain in the head, sick to my stomach, whatever. Or it starts before I ask, then I ask the question, it gets worse. Now, if it's the right thing I'm supposed to be doing, I get chills. So, again, last night, I'm upset, thinking of my Princess Harley, but I know she's waiting for me. I know she's been here too. Because I keep finding her feathers. In the craziest times, and I've always been one. I've always had feathers. Just saying. But picking up that book, and I just start reading it. And when I said, oh my gosh, is the bee the be in my be obediently holy and repent? And I got chills. I went, I connected some dots again. So that's how my journey has been with him, and it's so fun. There's no stress in it. The only time there's stress is when you force yourself to do something you shouldn't be doing. And if you keep having roadblocks, you need to stop your direction and turn around. That is the biggest thing that I can stress to any person in this world, is if you're getting ready for work and you've spilled your coffee on yourself and it's just one thing after the other, then you can't find the keys to your car, it's time for you to call in sick. You need a wellness day. I had to do that with my practice. I couldn't tell you how many times. And apparently I didn't take enough, because these last 2+ years that I've got to rest, I still am not resting, despite my medical. I worked at Green Acres on my hands and knees, giving back to him. I didn't do it for Phil Wagaman. I did it for God and for that new family that was coming in there. Because I wanted to show them they were going into a house of love, not a house from hell. Not a house that was filled with darkness that almost took my life. I wanted that house to be so full of love that that's all that will ever come out of that house. I baked it in. I prayed my little heart out, praying for this godforsaken world to wake the frick up. And you still go about your day in man's world, harming others constantly. Oh heck, I've been the recipient of your BS. It's unbelievable when people ask for you to do things, whatnot, and you help them when you're clearly in need, and they can clearly see that. But cat got your tongue? You just want to see Natalie survive, which I will, one way or another, because my home is in heaven. This is just my temporary earthly home right now. And boy, did he hit the jackpot. He finally answered my prayers. Finally. I've always wanted my bedroom overlooking a pool, and this one, when you look at it from my room, looks like the shape of a heart. And I don't have to take care of it. Even though I've helped with the little rope that broke. I was able to maneuver it and tie it up so it worked. And it's so far stayed put ever since. So, I've been able to help out in my own little way, because frankly, I can't work. I mean, all you got to do is look at the video cameras all over this resort, and you can clearly see about my abilities, and the staff knows. Yet the state of Florida denied me getting disability because I didn't meet criteria. Instead, the psychiatrist, and I need to sit down because I'm not feeling good yet. So instead, a psychiatrist wanted to, he basically told me, more or less, without just coming right out and saying it, I can read between the lines, and that's stupid, that when you get your determination letter, if you call me back, I can give you some doctors, and we can help you. So you basically get disability, is what he was hitting around to, implying. Even offered his private bathroom for me to use. I was like, wow, you're going above and beyond, aren't you? Interesting. So here I am, have given my all to this world with my heart of gold, helped anyone in need, invited them into my house, even strangers into my house. And then look at who's taking care of me. That'd be me. That'd be my girl, Princess Hannah Grace. Prior to that was Princess Harley. Even though she was ailing, she was helping me too. There were days that I was weaker than her. And she'd look at me like, come on, you can do it, Mom. You can do it. Who's taking care of Natalie? Natalie. And him. And then this resort. The staff, the people, they've all been incredible. So, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know what today's still going to bring. But he gave each of us another bonus day if you're able to watch this video right now. What are you going to do with this day besides man's world? What are you going to do for him? When are you going to start thanking him for everything you have? And not just on Sunday, when you think that's the only day that you give thanks. You give thanks every day. When I say my prayer with Hannah Grace, we thank him constantly for waking us up. And I kind of feel guilty if I don't say thank you for giving me another day to use my voice. I'll do my best. I'll see how much strength I have. Yesterday I slept a ton. I needed rest. I couldn't even get the strength to read from my Bible before it hit midnight. So I'm hopeful today that I will be able to do that. But I mean, my reading materials keep getting updated. He keeps changing it up. It's funny when you get something and you know you really are interested in it, but then their life gets in the way. But then all of a sudden, there it is again. There, it's getting closer. So I mean, it was like I had moved some stuff around, and I was putting the books closer to the bed, and that one I put in the back because I've changed this to make the headboard look like a library area. So with the books and stuff, because I didn't want it to walk in and it look like a bedroom. I wanted it to look like an office studio that you occasionally sleep at, because at times I've just never left the bed. But having an area to sit at in the window with the sun, and have the window cracked open so you can get the salty air when I'm weak and I can't go out in it very often, is helping prolong my life. I realized while waiting for these remedies this time around how bad my body is in. Um, so any new poisons is damaging my body and just taking that much more time out of me. The only one that knows when I'm going to go home is him. So I just have to make preparations. So I watched some videos on Hezekiah. I'm telling you, I love them both. And when it talked about him, and I believe it was him being the great great grandpa to Jesus. That's kind of a crazy connection for me to keep saying be obediently holy, thinking of a bumblebee. Why I keep thinking of a bumblebee, I don't know. And then I'm led to, that's how I've been connecting my dots. That's how my life is intertwined with the Bible and the messages that he's giving me. Everybody that's out there that is enlightened are getting their own messages. And that's why we all have to share them. We all have to share our messages with the world so everybody can hear what he's trying to do. He's trying to unite us in love. And that's what I've been trying to do for ever since I've gone sick, even though people told me to worry about myself. I couldn't. That's not me, no matter what. Even when I was shipped off to the nut house, I was worrying about everybody else. I wasn't worried about myself. When I felt like I was just doing procedurals when I had to go meet with a doctor. Now, granted, therapy, that's a whole different ballgame, because Dwight got in my head. That man got my attention at Parkview in Fort Wayne. Boy, he would read me like a book, and it freaked me out. He looked at me and he goes, "If you weren't here right now, where would you be?" I said, "In Florida, on the beach." And he goes, "And why aren't you there now?" He said, "I'm going to let you think about that, and I'm going to come back to you." And I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Like I said, I'll come back to you." And the last day that I met with him, I said, "I won't see you again." He said, "That's what they all say." I said, "I'm not like everyone else." I was diagnosed with PTSD and depression. And I met with a psychiatrist in Miami, or that area, that the state sent me to not qualify for their disability. Really? have PTSD or depression anymore. I have found those demons that were within and slayed those dang things and sent them right back to hell where they belong. That's what I did. And you can do that too. Because all day long, you got good versus evil. And that little evil, I say off with your heads. I don't need to put the head on a silver platter. That still freaks me out with the Bible. I was just like, okay, seriously? How barbaric. Doesn't need to be that way. Life is too short to work yourself to death. Like I am. Like I did. For 18 and a half years, I played man's game. Well, I played it longer than that. But I played it. Obviously, I understand why. Was to learn about industries, work ethics, oh boy, could I read people. And then when I watch them go ill, watch the pharmaceutical industry, the medical, so everything my clients worked for their whole life, they're going to just give back to the system because you're going to poison them and make them sicker. I can't support a world like that. How can anyone? Because that's what they're doing. I watched it countless times. Death and taxes. I didn't realize what I signed up for. I'm a love. So when my clients were passing away, it was killing me inside. So it's amazing. Every life path that you're on, there's lessons to be learned, and taxes is not any different for me. I'm gonna do a quick prayer because she's hungry. So let me mix this up before it gets cold. You know what? I'm gonna come back later. I'm gonna give me some thought. I'm gonna see what I've touched on this video and come back with some more thoughts for the day. So stay tuned. I've got more to offer, more to spread love, not more. So enjoy your Tuesday, June 22nd, and I got a quick little devotion on my little, what is this, Walk with Faith? Yeah, my Walk with Faith calendar that I've had for a while. God's plan for your life is as special as you are. So how's that for a takeaway, too? So stay tuned. Love to all bunches and bunches. Bye.